Welcome back to the Two Marks and a Spark YouTube thing. Happy Mother's Day. It is May 14th, 2023, if you can believe that. It's May already. How the hell did that happen?
Snuck up on.
Ben, riding along with you, Russ,
Yeah.
here as well. Uh, Full warning, this show is a total disaster and it hasn't even started yet. Hi, Russ.
Howdy.
Me and Russ are going to be probably our normal amount of disheveled this week. We are not organized ever, so I'm not going to tell you we're going to be less organized than usual
I'm
because
running on about an hour of sleep and less than that for you, it sounds like.
yeah, none. So this show's going to be really fun. We're going to laugh a lot, probably because we're going to fuck up so much, but it's okay. Speaking of fucking up, this fucking Raw show. Holy God.
Yeah, what'd you think of that?
Well, I watched it on Hulu because I'll tell you what happened. I was watching this Raw show live on Monday. I got so bored by about 8:10, I fell asleep. By Wednesday, my TV had blew a fuse and quit working. Luckily, luckily, I have streaming cable, so it didn't really matter for the other two shows.
Sure.
But I said, screw it. I'm not watching 3 hours of Raw again. I'll
Yeah.
watch it on Hulu.
It
Not
was a
worth
long time getting through that sucker.
not worth my time, considering I saw the first hour and 10 minutes and was not amused.
But we got this new tournament off the ground, so for this new title, for this well, I'm gonna call it the consolation prize.
I don't know what to call it. I'm just gonna call it the new belt.
Yep, the Raw belt. But I it seems to me like Roman Reigns still has the one that matters the most, the one that really matters.
But for how long?
How long? Who knows? These guys just make this shit up as they go along, I think. It looks like it, doesn't it?
Certainly feels like it, and the crowd certainly didn't care about this show except for when Cody
This
Rhodes came out.
this crowd was pretty quiet, especially following, last Saturday night we had the Puerto Rico crowd for Backlash,
This
which
felt
was
like a come down, didn't
really,
it?
really hot. This felt like like it was a wake or something. It was morbid.
I mean, Cody came out and they gave a shit because they were in Jacksonville. And after Cody left and did his little Welcome to Raw promo, uh, they
Right.
stopped caring.
And saying that Brock Lesnar's now in his rear view mirror.
That lasted all of about 40 minutes.
That's right.
So, the Cody cuts this promo. Seth comes out and does the longest entrance of all time, I have to imagine, because they went to ad break
Yeah.
and did a backstage segment.
They
And
they take so long to come to the ring.
Kathy Kelly totally botched her interview segment with Damian Priest. It
Give her a
was
break.
funny. I laughed, but not for the right reasons.
Yeah.
And
So we
then we
start
get the
off
first.
there with Seth Rollins versus Damian Priest versus Shinsuke Nakamura.
When I tell you these triple threat matches were about 10 minutes shorter than they should have been,
Yeah.
these things were fucking short.
Yeah.
So this one went about what, 12, 13 minutes, something like
Something
that.
like that. Yeah. Not very long.
And it was fine. It for the three guys in the ring, if they had more time, it might have been the greatest triple threat you've ever seen in your fucking life. But it wasn't that.
No.
The finish was cool, but and it was a fine match. There was nothing wrong with the match. It's just Jesus Christ.
Were you surprised that Seth Rollins picked up the
No,
victory?
because he's winning the belt.
Yeah. I'll bet money on that. If I was a betting man, I would.
Because what else makes sense of the 12 guys they put in this stupid thing?
Right.
I mean, Nakamura would have made sense, but they're not that smart.
They're gonna go with the guy who has the 12-minute entrances and like 15 minutes of singing with the crowd, and then he does like a 2-minute match.
But here's the thing, that's not his decision. Seth can wrestle a 45-minute match.
Oh, sure can.
They
He's still
just
one of the
don't.
best wrestlers they have, but this gimmick isn't really the best one he's ever had. Let's put it that way.
I don't mind the song. I don't mind the entrance. It's the ad breaks they do during the entrance that bother me. And then we get our first appearance of Imperium on Raw.
Yes.
These two are great.
Yes, they are.
I know Gunther is kind of the main kahuna there, but Kaiser and Vinci, Kaiser especially, is great in this
That was a
segment.
very entertaining little segment they did with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
Uh, Kaiser and Vinci are going around telling everybody backstage that Gunther arrives on Raw next week. You know, with the new rosters supposedly kicking in this week, you'd think the new mid-card champion would bother to show up.
Right.
Who are you, Roman Reigns?
Yeah.
What?
And then we still get Raw wrestlers tonight on Friday Night SmackDown, so that brand split didn't even last barely 2 weeks until they're already messing with it. And you and I both know why they did that tonight, because they're up against the NBA.
Well, not only that, but they're up against the highest rated baseball season in a while. Not ever, obviously,
Right.
but in a while. The shorter games certainly seem to be helping Major League Baseball's TV ratings.
Yes.
But I and again, it's like I said on the show last week. For as much as I enjoy WWE programming, when it's not 3 hours long and it's not Raw, like I enjoyed that SmackDown show for what it was,
Yeah.
which was very much a filler show.
Yeah.
But I still enjoyed it because there wasn't a bad match and there wasn't really a bad match on this Raw show. It's just this show is so fucking long and so fucking boring. But this segment was very funny.
It was.
Owens and Zayn were like, "Who the hell are you guys? Like, get the
He
hell
said,
out of here!"
like, hey, we'll solve this problem in one night. We'll take care of it. We'll deal with you.
And I have it written down here as Ali versus Otis. But
Yes.
did that actually happen, or was that hay fever? Did I
No,
imagine
that
that?
happened. Mustafa Ali pulled up a victory over Otis because Otis was, he's doing this stupid storyline about him wanting to be a model and what's her name distracted him one way and Chad Gable telling him something else, and he's in there in the corner looking back and forth like an idiot.
Is it me, or does this Raw show feel like it was 6 months ago?
Yeah, well, he could be, yeah.
Am
Well,
I
Mustafa
crazy?
Ali picks up the victory on that.
Like Backlash feels like it was yesterday, but this Raw show feels like it was like 6 months ago.
Sure.
And then we get another short triple threat match. These were
Yeah,
all really weird. This one was better than the first one, but shorter.
right.
Uh, thank
Nobody
God the Miz
says
didn't win.
no. That's good. Finn Balor beat Cody Rhodes. He looked like he was set to win it, and somehow they managed to sneak Brock Lesnar in there without anybody noticing.
I actually like the way they did that.
And what's that?
I actually like the way they did this Brock thing.
Yeah,
If
but
they're gonna do Brock and Cody again, I'm fine with that.
the problem with this segment for me was the phony sound, the phony boos from the audience. The audience was dead. They were just not loving this show at all.
They popped a little bit for Brock.
Yeah, but they're showing him they got these boos they're piping in artificially or so loud they're drowning out Brock Lesnar's voice, and right behind him in full camera view are people just sitting there, not booing, not cheering, just looking ahead, doing nothing, bored out of their mind.
But like, here's the thing: people are not booing Brock Lesnar
No,
at this stage of Brock's career.
right. He's as
Nobody
old
is
now
going
as
to
he
boo
ever
Brock
has
Lesnar.
been.
There is too much respect for that guy in this business for him to get booed.
Yeah.
Which is why it made no sense for him to turn heel. Anyway, Finn Balor won, which was perhaps the most predictable thing in the night after Seth won that
Seth
first match.
versus Finn for the semi-final match coming later.
You want my honest opinion? That probably should have been the final.
Oh yeah, could have
Then
been.
we got another stupid squash with Rhea Ripley and Dana Brooke. This was not good.
Haven't seen Dana Brooke in a long time, and she's getting hurt, right? She's getting tortured. And here comes Natalia, just sauntering in real slow.
Even Corey was like, well, Natalia's sure taking her time here.
Just walking down to the ring real slow, like she couldn't give a shit less about Dana Brooke.
We move on.
Yeah. Who the hell is Zoe Stark?
Zoe Stark is phenomenal.
Yeah, but I don't know a whole lot about Zoe Stark.
Go watch some of her stuff.
NXT, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just go look up on Peacock. Go on the cock and look up
Right.
Zoe Stark. I realize how bad that sounded now that I said it.
Oh, that's all right.
I just don't give a shit. Okay.
Yeah, that's all right. Hey, when it comes to wrestling fans, we're always messing around with the cock, you know?
Well, only on Two Marks and a Spark will you hear the word cock and penis as much as you do here.
Well, there you go. Well, then we do get our match next, though. Our tag team with Imperium.
This was another, like, every match on this show was too short.
Yeah. Is it right by?
This match was less than 10 minutes. And Owens and Zayn won. Big surprise because it wasn't a title match and we moved on.
Right.
Then we got a whole bunch of crap I really don't care about with a bunch of backstage segments that really don't matter. Except for the
Chelsea
fact
and Sonya.
except for the fact that it does appear that the Way are back together.
Who?
The Way. Johnny Gargano's
the
faction.
Way, right.
It does appear that in some capacity.
That's a strange name to me, you know, because there's a cult they used to call themselves the Way.
Well,
Way International.
When the Way was together the first time in NXT, they were a cult.
Yeah.
Now they're baby faces.
Yes. Yes. But we did get to see Zoe Stark wrestle.
And she just killed Nikki Cross.
Yeah, I've seen Zoe Stark before, but it's been quite a while. I haven't seen a lot of her stuff, but she's very, very impressive. She's got a different look. She's got a whole different attitude and approach than most of the other women wrestlers. Nikki Cross, I like. I'm not greatly in love with her gimmick, but I like her wrestling.
Her gimmick on NXT was a lot better when she wasn't on a 3-hour show.
Yeah.
So we got a Trish Stratus promo.
Boo on Trish. I'm not digging it. I'm not enjoying it one bit.
I don't like heel Trish. I don't like heel Trish, not at 46. I'm sorry. Trish is a babyface I could have gotten along with. But heel Trish just does not work for me anymore. And it was good to see Becky back. But
yes.
Because she had some legitimate health stuff going on. So it was actually good to see her back. But
looks like we're going to get a big match between them, probably a Night of Champions, I am assuming.
I hope they don't do that in Saudi Arabia. Good Lord, will they be wrong?
Well, I wouldn't do any women's matches in Saudi Arabia. They make them, they practically cover them up from head to toe, you know.
Would you do a wrestling show in Saudi Arabia,
I
period?
wouldn't. I wouldn't visit there. A guy like me, with some of the opinions I have, I can get my head chopped off in a country like that.
I think we both might.
Yeah,
Actually, by definition, me and you would both qualify as freedom of speech. I wouldn't call us journalists. That's hardly the word. Uh, if we're journalists, then we're also hippos. So that ain't it.
I imagine that we're probably offending somebody every week.
But here's my question: do you care?
No, not really, not too much.
My question is to you, Russ: do we
Yes,
care?
no, no, we don't.
Did I miss anything between this Trish promo and the main event? Because I watched this on Hulu.
Xavier Woods versus Dominic.
Why would they cut this out of the Hulu version? This sounds
I don't
good.
know. I know Dominic won, and Dominic, I think he's getting over more. He's wrestling better. And Xavier Woods gave him a really good, well worked match. I couldn't tell you how long it was, but it's like most of the matches on the show went by pretty quick.
Well, two of the guys on this show were working double duty, so I get why the triple threats were kind of short because two guys had to work
Right.
two matches, but after that it was the main event, I have to assume.
Right. Well, we had Sonya and Chelsea doing a really, really stupid, bad promo with Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. So many of these women's promos, they talk in sentences and phrases. They act in ways that normal adult human beings just don't talk that way.
That's because they're scripted.
Yeah,
Also,
and the
I
people
saw
that
on
are writing
Twitter.
this shit don't got a clue.
I saw on Twitter. Did they actually bring Jinder Mahal back?
I hadn't seen anything about him, and
Well,
I haven't seen anything.
I saw a video on Twitter that I guess aired on Raw. I guess Jinder is coming back to the main roster,
I missed that somehow.
which excites me about as much as you think it does. Not at all. I have about as much will to watch Jinder wrestle as I do to watch you wrestle, which is
Well, they could bring him back, and if they can hang on to Drew, then all they need to do is get Heath Slater back, and they could have a reunion of the 3-man band.
I think Drew is too good for that.
Oh, I know. Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
He was too good for it then.
Imagine now.
Yeah.
They
But
got heat for it back then.
We get a promo, another Cody promo.
I did see this.
Yeah.
Cody looked like he forgot his line here,
Could be.
which
Maybe
was
he got
funny.
both rattled loose.
Or maybe Cody's just thinking in the back of his mind, all that fucking money I gave up to come here.
Yeah. Could
What
be.
the fuck was I thinking? So Cody and Brock too for Night of Champions. Nobody gives a shit.
Right.
Well, I give a shit, but
First of two semifinals for the new belt, whatever you want to call it.
the World Heavyweight Championship.
Mm-hmm.
They called it the world title multiple times. I don't know, but
Wasn't a bad match.
Huh?
This was not a bad match. What do you think?
I thought this was the best match on the show.
Yeah.
It got no time.
Nope.
Uh,
Everything
and
felt kind of rushed.
for as much as they were building it, I would hope that they would have given it 20 minutes, but they didn't even give it 15.
No. Well, hell, they'll take 20 minutes just for the damn entrances.
They'll take 20 minutes for commercials, buddy.
Yeah. But anyway, nobody was shocked. Nobody was surprised that Seth frickin' Rollins won that match.
No, and I would imagine he's going to beat who we're going to talk about a little later. All I will say is that should be a very good match at Night of Champions.
Mm-hmm.
And then
So
we move on to, I'm going to spoil the rest of this show. This was my favorite show of the week, and it was not even close.
you're talking about Dynamite?
Yes.
A lot of interesting stuff happened on this show.
This was a pay-per-view card for all intents and purposes.
Yeah.
And they did it on free television. And I don't know that this show could have gone much better for them. I don't know what the rating was. Hold on. I know I don't do ratings on here very often, but I'm going to do it for this specific show.
Well, the word isn't that the ratings were up quite a bit, and they credited the main event as being the main draw for that.
Well, they averaged 877,000, which is up 13% from last week, according to the Observer.
That's a pretty good jump for 1 week.
But they're still under 1 million.
Yeah.
Then again, nowadays for TBS, anything over 400,000 is like a minor miracle. Because TBS is just not a good channel anymore.
Yeah.
What do they have on there? Big Bang Theory reruns?
They have Steve Urkel.
Well, TNT at least has Law and Order Special Victims Unit reruns. At least I can watch that and not want to frickin' stab myself in the ear.
Yeah, but I've seen them all. So,
man, that show's so good. I'm sorry. This show is not about Law and Order. Though sometimes with the way we have to talk about Raw,
yeah.
I wish this show was about Law and Order because I think it would be a whole lot more fun.
Well, this match, Dynamite, also just it boom started right off. They were in the ring, ready for the bell to ring.
I think Tony watched Raw Monday and said, "Well, that was boring,"
yeah,
because he was like, "Entrances? Fuck that."
we get something called a double Jeopardy match,
Which Ring of Honor's done before, by the way. This is not new for Ring of Honor. It's new for
for
AEW.
both Ring of Honor champions.
Right. So the winner gets a shot at the other's title. It's pretty
Correct.
simple. I did not know the Lucha Bros had won the ROH tag titles. That shows you how much I watch Ring of Honor.
Yeah, I don't keep up with it much.
We watched it for like the first week, thought it was good, and then never touched it again.
Well, you have to go out of your way to seek it out. It's not readily available with the flick of a switch the way the other ones are.
Okay, before we go full head first into this Dynamite show that I thought was brilliant, I do want to talk about a whole bunch of news.
Okay.
Regarding AEW. They have signed a new TV deal with Warner. Think everybody knew that.
Yes.
That I'm not telling you anything you didn't know. Some interesting stuff I heard this week was this All In show is not going to be a pay-per-view at all. They are going to stream it, but it is not going to be a pay-per-view. They're going to do it on Max, the HBO Max replacement. So basically, the reason that they're doing this, for those of you that don't follow along, maybe you only watch professional wrestling and that's the only thing you consume. If that's the case, I really apologize because you watch Monday Night Raw every week, don't you? I feel really bad for you. Do you know why I feel really bad for you? Because I do it too. And it's pretty brutal. Anyway, so Turner Broadcasting and Discovery merged / Discovery bought them. It was labeled as a merger, but Discovery's the big dog in the yard, okay?
Right. It really is an acquisition more than a merger.
And David Zaslav's in charge, and he was the CEO of Discovery before. So, yeah, I would say Discovery's kind of alpha there. Well, they're merging HBO Max and Discovery Plus, or whatever the name of Discovery's streaming service was that I don't think anybody ever looked at once. Or maybe somebody looked at it once, said, huh, this sucks, and deleted it and
Yeah.
unsubscribed. Well, anyway, they're merging them into one app called Max. Man, that trademark must have been a bitch to get. Uh, why they're not just calling it like, something new or just keeping the HBO Max title, I don't know. I subscribe to HBO Max. I'm a big fan of Succession. My price is going up this month. I'm
Oh boy.
unhappy.
Yeah.
But point being, it sounds like because Dark and Dark Elevation have both been canceled,
Right.
it sounds like there's a very good chance Ring of Honor, along with AEW, along with certain AEW premium live events, I guess we'll call them, are
Right.
going to be on Max.
And at this point, they don't have any YouTube shows left, do they?
No,
Yeah.
because Warner's getting everything. Sounds like they're buying everything. And then they're not buying the company, they're buying all the media rights for like an obscene amount of money.
Yeah.
Like an obscene amount of money.
Yeah.
Not WWE money, obviously. But it's like 54 million or something ridiculous. Like I don't know the exact number, but I heard 54 million, which is just compared to their current TV deal is insane. Um and that's a year, by the way.
Yeah.
So that's insane.
Yes, it is.
Well, we got Claudio versus Ray Phoenix. This
Yes.
match was great.
I liked it.
This whole show was great, but this match was great. And Claudio wins with the Ricola Bomb. This match was incredible. Little long for an opener, but I was okay with it.
And then, surprise, surprise, somebody who's been missing in action for a very, very, very long time.
And then out of nowhere, with no promo, no hype package, no nothing, the God Emperor himself, Miro, is back.
That's right. And
And all he did,
I hope they use him well. Yeah, I didn't say a word, did he?
all he did was like kind of look at Renee in an odd way and then walk into Tony's office. I don't know what Miro looks jacked. First of all, they're clearly teasing a brand split.
Yeah, I like that.
I
You know
don't
that's
like
coming.
I don't like the idea of a brand split
They're
because do
going
you
to
know
do
what they're
it
gonna?
to give us another Saturday program to watch.
How are we gonna review that?
I don't know.
In other words, that's not your problem; it's mine.
Well, you're a genius when it comes to scheduling, so I'll let you be a genius.
Who the hell said I was a genius?
I just did.
Who the hell lied to you?
Yeah, I'm sure
Who hurt you?
we'll fit it into our repertoire somewhere.
Well, my idea has always been that we just review it before we review Raw every week.
Sure.
And then we go, I'm assuming here, Collision, Raw, Dynamite, SmackDown.
Yeah.
Because we're going to have to review this show one way or another. I think you realize that now. I think you are coming to terms with the fact that, oh, fuck, we're going to have to watch this fucking thing.
Yeah, so it better be good.
Well, supposedly the first episode is called The Second Coming on June 17th.
Oh, really? Okay.
This company just really continues to walk that religious line.
Yep. Well, they can use Miro for that because, his gimmick, he was kind of a crazed religious fanatic. and either he was mad at God or God was mad at him, or they were mad at each other. He was always fussing with God.
Or they were in love with each other. You remember that when he won the
Yeah.
TNT title and he professed his love to God? I really can't make this stuff up. This shit happened on our
Yeah.
television multiple
Yeah.
times. We get a video package just kind of recapping Mox and Omega, as if anybody that watches this show on a week-to-week
Right.
basis needs that. FTR come out, and this ends in the announcement of Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal versus FTR with Mark Briscoe as the referee.
Right.
They're gonna put the damn belts on Jarrett and Lethal, aren't they?
I think so. It looks that way. Jeff Jarrett, he'd be their oldest champion so far, wouldn't he?
Well, I mean, there's talk that they're gonna bring Goldberg in to do London.
Oh God. Please, AEW, don't do that. I don't know about you. The last thing I want to see is fucking Bill Goldberg.
You know where I want to see Bill Goldberg?
In the Marvel Universe movies.
Shady Pines.
Okay.
When I go to visit you in about 30 years.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, you heard it. You're stuck with me and Russ for at least another 28 years.
That's right.
Then we'll put him in the home about a year later.
Well, then we get our old buddy Chris Jericho. I think he was up next cutting a promo on Adam Cole.
This was great.
Yep. Interrupted by
Roddy Strong.
Roddy.
It seems like Roderick may actually be getting a push.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Well, either way, we're getting false.
But the gimmick, they got a court order that Adam Cole can't be in the building when Chris Jericho is.
So basically, he got a restraining order.
Right. And
which
makes no sense.
Which brings up a point. Why have more heels not tried to do this?
That's right. Well, apparently there's some judge out there that thinks that there's horrible injustices in the wrestling matches that require legal intervention.
Okay, but if every wrestling company is trying to make you believe it's real,
yeah,
why have more people not done this?
I don't know.
Well, this is actually kind of not a bad idea.
He had a court order too.
Yeah, a court order from freaking Tony Khan.
Right. That the Jericho Appreciation Society will be banned from ringside. And then we got another surprise return.
Chris's reaction to that was great. He's like, "Is this real?" And Renee's like, "Yeah, it's real."
Yeah.
And then Thunder Rosa's back.
Yeah.
I didn't care.
Yeah. I wonder if she still got heat in the locker room the way she did. A lot of people didn't like her.
Well, I know a lot of people still don't like her, so you know, all I'm saying, she's talented, but she's got an ego problem. Who does that remind you of?
Yeah.
CM Pepsi. That's all I'm gonna say.
There you go.
We get a stupid Sammy Guevara video package that sucked.
Yeah, all of the 4 pillars got their own little video package.
3 of them were good. This one was not.
This one was not so good.
It was basically them just jerking off Sammy Guevara for 2 minutes.
Right.
Which you know he loves. Just being stroked by Tony Khan.
Sure. Speaking of which, Tony Khan, he's got another big announcement. Earth-shaking. Boy, he really, really gets into these special announcement things, doesn't he?
How special are they when he doesn't?
He's probably going to announce some kind of brand split in their Saturday program.
And the new TV deal.
Right.
because the upfronts are next week.
Okay.
So the upfronts are on the 17th, which is next Wednesday. Isn't that fucking convenient?
Yes, it is.
You think that was intentional?
Sure.
You think Warner didn't plan that? That thing they just paid 50 some odd million dollars for?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, let's announce it on the same day?
Yeah.
Yeah, they did that on purpose. And he said, stay tuned to TNT next week.
Right. Even though he was on TBS when he said it.
Buddy, what do you think is about to happen?
I don't know.
We're getting the AEW network. Get ready, everybody. AEW is getting a streaming service. And all the little WWE corporate shills online are getting it really mad.
Yeah.
Can't wait to read that on Twitter. Bro, I get so fascinated by these corporate fuckheads on Twitter that defend everything WWE does. It is like brutally fascinating. It is awful. Like it will give you brainworms, but it is funny. And listen, AEW is not perfect, far
Right.
from it. But they don't have a discrimination in the workplace lawsuit going on right now.
No. WWE's got at least one going on.
Soon to be two, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But we do, speaking of lawsuits and things happening again, Orange Cassidy defended his international title.
Yes.
Again. Is this
Again.
the TV title?
Daniel Garcia. Yeah. It's a TV title every week.
I enjoy these matches, and this was great.
At least for once, it wasn't the opening match. There for about a month, it was the opening match every week.
See, I don't mind that though. Orange Cassidy won again.
Yes.
He shouldn't have.
Oh, I don't think so.
They had to do it on a roll up. We got the greatest Christian Cage promo of all time.
Yeah. Talking about Wardlow.
Christian Cage is so good.
He really knows
Christian
how to
as a
piss
heel.
people off, doesn't he?
Christian as a heel is just magic.
Yeah. He's
And
picking on Arn Anderson now.
he buries Arn, he buries Brock, he buries Wardlow, he buries Wardlow's dad. He buries Tully Blanchard.
Yep.
He kind of buried Ric Flair.
Right.
Basically, Christian Cage buried everybody.
Yeah. And Luchasaurus, you know, just standing there looking menacing.
Well, Christian Cage, I think it is fair to say he had a chapped ass this week.
Mm-hmm.
And it sounds like he's going to have a TNT title match, and I think he should win.
I think he should too, if you think they'll be smart enough to do it that way.
You know, sometimes this company does things that are really intelligent.
Yeah.
A la the main event. And sometimes they do things that are really stupid, like this next match. Julia Hart versus Anna Jay in a no DQ match. This was incredible until the finish.
This one, I didn't care too much about this.
I liked it because I thought it was really good, and then they did the finish, and I was like, you ruined it. Because what were they building for the whole time? Anna Jay to win.
Right.
And what didn't fucking happen?
And then Julia Hart submitted her
right in the middle of the ring.
Yeah.
You know where I thought this feud was going? I thought this was going towards one of them turning babyface.
Yeah.
Probably Anna.
Well, we might get some more of it. Probably the story's not over yet, but
Julia's beat her twice now. I don't know where you go from here. You gonna do an Iron Woman match? I don't think either one of these two are doing that.
yeah.
I mean, Jamie Hayter and Tony Storm might, but this match was really good. It just that finish fucked the whole thing. Then we got the House of Black versus the Best Friends, with all the lights off.
Amigos
With all the lights off.
for the trio.
With all the lights off.
Right. Yeah. The crowd was in the dark. And for some reason, this was requested by the House of Black, they said.
This felt cool because it was different.
Yeah.
And House of Black won. This was really short, but Bandito is so fucking awesome. General takeaway from this match, Bandito is great, and all three members of the House of Black are wonderful.
Yeah. House of Black, those guys are some of the best workers in the company, I think.
Yeah. Should Brody King be a future world champion?
I think so. Yeah.
I think it's time to have that discussion.
I think so.
I think all three of these guys could be world champion at some point.
Matthews, too. I keep calling him Buddy Murphy. I think that's what he used to be called in WWE.
Do you remember when this guy was a jabroni in WWE and nobody knew how good he was?
Right.
And then he went to New Japan for like a month, and everybody was like, "Oh my God, he's Kenny Omega."
Yeah, they said we had no idea this guy was good.
And then we get more backstage stuff and another highlight package for
the Four Pillars. This time, Jungle Boy.
And then we get one of the greatest main events in the history of this company.
Wow. This one was really interesting. And I think this is what really boosted their ratings more than anything, from what I understand.
For everybody that complains about AEW storytelling, go watch this match.
This was very well done.
Storytelling everywhere.
Right.
This match was not here to be a match. It was here to tell a story, and it did that flawlessly.
Yes, it did. I like the way we were swerved. Too often anymore, you can see the swerve coming way ahead of time. They signal it. What happened at the end of this match, I don't think anybody saw it coming.
I didn't think it was ever going to happen.
I was really astonished.
Well, anyway, after these two plus the Blackpool Combat Club and the Elite pretty much destroy the set of Dynamite.
Oh yeah.
I mean, these guys pretty much wrecked the whole effing set.
Yep. Even busted the cage wall out.
Busted the cage wall out. The top rope was just gone.
Boy, by the way, that it looked like Kenny Omega. He's lucky he didn't really screw his leg up worse on that. The way he had that leg caught into the ring and over the railing there, that looked very painful.
Well, the finish comes when Omega looks like he's about to hit a one-winged angel after everybody just went through a cage wall. And out of nowhere, Callis with a screwdriver right to the side of Omega's head.
Yes. He grabbed the screwdriver away from
Moxley.
And then boom, he nails his guy.
And the crowd, it was like deafening quiet. They couldn't fucking believe it.
Nope.
Where do you think this is going? Is Callis leaving the company, or is this?
I don't know. I just think it's interesting. I like it when they do something unexpected. I sure didn't expect this.
I don't know if this is to write Callis off TV or if this is. I don't think this is how you write Callis off TV, though.
No.
I think this keeps Callis on TV.
He's obviously a heel.
As Cornette would say, he's
Yeah.
a heel.
Yep. Just like back when he used to be the Jackal.
Well, if this means we get more Don Callis on commentary, I'm all for it.
Yeah. Yeah. I like to listen to him.
The more I get to hear Don Callis talk, the better my life tends to be.
Right.
Anyway, Moxley won through no fault of his own. Through no
And
real volition of his own.
Daniel Bryanson there on the Brian Danielson, whatever the hell his name is.
He was just as surprised as everybody else. He's
Yes,
like, what the hell is going
He
on?
was just laughing his ass off. He thought it was hilarious.
No, but he said, I have no clue what's going on.
Yep.
He's like, I don't know what this is.
It was a lot of fun.
Let's talk about something else that's a lot of fun that you get to do every single week. Uncle Russ's Comic Talk.
Yes, please join us every week on Lock 22 Productions, right here on YouTube, where you see this fine show. We have comic books for sale every week, and we also talk about different aspects of comic book collecting. I'll be usually have next week's episode in the can. By this time, we'll be recording that probably on Monday. We had kind of a hectic week here. Had a death in the family, and I just haven't had time to get that recorded. But be sure to stay tuned. Current episode's up right now. Tell you all you need to know about the Marvel comic books acquiring the Planet of the Apes. Check it out.
Go check out Uncle Russ's Comic Talk right here on Lock 22.
I appreciate it.
Another show I really enjoyed, probably not as much as I enjoyed Dynamite, but I did really enjoy this SmackDown show.
SmackDown, yeah, it wasn't too bad. Better Raw.
It flew by. This SmackDown show went really quick.
Sure did. They were in Knoxville, Tennessee.
And this crowd, they cared.
Yeah, very different. That crowd in Texas was just deader than hell on Monday night.
Is that where they were? No,
Yeah,
they were in Jacksonville.
I thought they were in Texas.
No, they were in Jacksonville on Monday.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Texas is the week prior, I remember. Yeah.
Do you know why they were dead for Jacksonville?
Because that's the AEW home base?
Because that's AEW territory.
Right.
Of course it's going to be dead.
Yeah.
That whole crowd was probably at Daly's place for the pandemic.
Yeah.
Fucking morons.
But I tell you notice how they got right to the tournament matches and got them over with really quick.
So Edge comes out, he gets a massive pop.
Yes, he did.
And
Edge versus Ray versus AJ.
This match was phenomenal, no pun intended. And AJ gets the win. And this was one of the better openers they've done.
I was very wrong. I predicted Edge was going to win it.
I think we both said Edge was going to win it after they announced this.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Like from the SmackDown side, knowing WWE, he kind of made the most sense, but
right.
But I mean, I would have been fine with any of those three guys winning that match, by the way. Any of those three guys.
Me too.
I wouldn't have cared. Any of those three guys. If you told me Ray was going to fight Seth, I would have been like, okay.
That'll be a good match.
Edge versus Seth, we already know is going to be great. AJ versus Seth, phenomenal. No pun intended. Could we have lost there?
No, we know it's going to be a good match. The only problem is we got to watch it. It's going to be in Saudi Arabia. That's the only biggest problem with it right there.
I want to know how we're going to review that show too, because that's Memorial Day weekend and it's Double or Nothing.
Well, we'll have to plan around it. We'll have to compare schedules and we'll get it covered somehow.
I think it's called, we're going to do Double or Nothing and Night of Champions in one go.
Okay. That'd be fine.
I think that's how we're going to have to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, we
We
could do
get
that.
a recap package for Usos, Zayn, and Owens, and then we get Lashley, Theory, and Sheamus. Other
Right.
than Theory, I would have been fine with everybody else. Lashley won, which shocked me.
Surprised me too.
I thought they were going to put Theory over here.
So did I. See, we were wrong again. They swerved us, man.
We've looked like a couple of idiots this week, I'll tell you what.
That's all right. I don't give a shit. Yeah,
I think
Bobby
me and you
Lashley
both
got
said
busted
Omega was
open
going to
pretty
win
good.
that
He
cage match, and he
got
didn't.
busted open pretty good too.
Lashley bled. Second time in a week they've had blood on WWE television.
Right. And both times it looks like it was hard way.
Well, the
Blade.
Brock thing was planned. I don't know if this thing was.
Okay.
Well,
And this next match,
this was great.
this was funny. I usually don't like matches that last 10 seconds, but this one was pretty good.
He just
It's been a while since we've seen Cameron Grimes.
yeah, he hit the cave in and that was it. And it
And
looked like he killed Baron
Baron
Corbin.
Corbin was made to look like a complete fool. That's called the cave in.
Yeah.
We hits him in the chest there with both knees.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an interesting move. You know, I've never seen anybody else try that.
Well, it takes a lot of jump to do it, especially on a tall guy like Corbin.
Cameron Grimes, though, yeah, he used to be on NXT,
Yeah.
but he was never on Raw, was he?
No.
I didn't think so. Just NXT. Okay.
He's a big bonus for the main roster, though, if they use him right.
Yeah.
And then we get the return of Mr. Veneer himself, the tribal queef,
You
the
say
one.
queef? The tribal queef?
Yeah, that's a sign from the Royal Rumble that a guy got kicked out for having.
Yeah.
But tribal queef is my new favorite thing to call Roman Reigns.
All right.
Somebody's gonna get really mad at me for this show, and I really don't care.
Yeah, but this had the whole clan was there, including the wise man.
And Roman looked cocky as effing ever. Is it me or his teeth implants just like absolutely perfect?
I don't know. There must be.
You notice that he's got those perfect white. You know those are implants, right?
You can afford it.
Yeah.
He's probably had them knocked out more than once, too.
Well, we know he
this
has.
is interesting.
Remember,
And it confirmed what we knew all along that he's not mad at Solo. He's mad at Jimmy and Jay.
And basically, what we learned here is Roman and Solo are going for the tag titles. They are not winning those tag titles. They will book themselves out of this.
Yeah.
But here's what I think is going to happen. I think this is where they pin Roman. Somehow. I think they're going to find a way to get Roman pinned here. Whether it's a double pin or because you're not putting fucking 4 belts on Reigns, are you?
Yeah.
That'd be ridiculous. Although he is back for most of the summer now. So, we'll see. Then we got the funniest backstage segment of the show with Kayla and Damage Control. Kayla Braxton is so good in these funnier segments.
Yeah.
She's good anyway, but she's really good in these comedy segs. And Bayley basically told her to go tell Roman that SmackDown is Damage Control show and the Bloodline can basically go fuck off.
Right. Yeah. I like Bayley.
I think Roman Reigns would spear Bailey and not really grow to regret it.
Yeah.
You know what? Now I kind of want to see Damage Control versus the Bloodline, and it's
Oh, I don't think that's going to happen.
no.
No.
But imagine Bailey and Paul Heyman cutting promos on each other.
But what do you think they're doing with Damage Control? They're headed for a split up.
Io's going to turn babyface.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. It's looking that way. If you got,
She had that babyface pout on tonight.
yes, she did. But here they had Bailey and Dakota Kai had a title match. And
This was actually really good because they gave it a little bit of time. Liv and Raquel win. Stupid roll up finish, but it's WWE television. I don't know what else to tell you.
right.
And then Brawling Brutes have a run in with Pretty Deadly. This was funny.
Pretty deadly.
So we're getting
They don't look deadly at all.
no, but once you see them wrestle, you'll understand.
Yeah.
They like to use their knees.
Balls.
They like to use their knees. That's all I'm going to tell you.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, this was the Brawling Brutes. They were trying to cheer up Sheamus for losing the match there. And he's all down and despondent. And then they say, well, let's go get a few pints. And boy, he was just perked right up. He was ready to go then.
You know, if I was going to give that World Heavyweight title to absolutely anyone on the roster, logic be damned, I'd have given it to Sheamus.
Yeah, I would have liked to see Sheamus win.
And then we are promised a Bianca Belair championship celebration. And we got that, kind of.
Yeah.
They were in Knoxville, which is where Bianca's from.
Right.
And out comes Bianca to a massive pop. And her family's all there, hugging and kissing her family, whatever. They shot off all of the pyro.
Looked like it.
There was a lot of pyro on this show.
Too much damn pyro in all of these shows. I'm sick and tired of pyro.
I don't know. AEW doesn't really overdo it.
No. I just do save it up for the 4th of July.
Man,
that's what I do with all my pyro.
We need to do something really stupid for like a 4th of July show.
All right.
Because I think the 4th of July, no, 4th of July is on a Tuesday. Never mind. Damn it.
Well,
we can't even do something dumb.
We'll fire off a couple of rockets or something, man.
We can't even do a dumb gimmick for 4th of July this year.
Nope.
Aren't we lame?
Yeah.
Or did you already know we were lame?
But everything, but hey, now don't forget about what happened to poor Bianca.
Well, yeah, she comes out, she's flipping her hair, they shoot off all the pyro, and then she gets interrupted by Asuka again. I swear I'm watching WrestleMania 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Yep. And guess what? He gets that green mist.
And Bianca just freaks out and has a temper tantrum.
Right.
To the point where it was funny.
Yeah,
she was flipping out in the ring. They go to commercial, come back. She's flipping out on the training table. She's still, I am convinced, it is 10:43 on Friday night. I am convinced Bianca Belair is still sitting there with that goo on her face, just
screaming and hollering and yelling. Why me? Why did they do that to me?
Is she going to turn heel? She really should.
I think she needs to. I think it's overdue. Then I think that was it, except for the main event.
This show flew by.
Yeah.
But next week, it gets announced that we're getting Owens and Zayn in a face-to-face with Reigns and Sikoa. Mysterio and Escobar against the Usos. That's going to be really good. Brawling Brutes versus Pretty Deadly. And Grayson Waller did make his debut on the show, and he's going to host the Grayson Waller Effect next week.
Right. That's right. I forgot to mention Grayson Waller.
They are very high on him. He is very good, both on the mic and in the ring. And him and AJ have a history. So that's going to be an interesting segment next week.
Right. Now, was AJ on SmackDown?
Yes.
Okay. Well, then I guess if this is going to be a Raw title, it looks pretty likely that Seth Rollins is going to win.
In totality, there was not a whole ton of crossover this week. It was just the titles.
Right.
Because Rhea's the SmackDown Women's Champion, but
this was a short match. Also, there was like when they start the match and they get done with the entrances and everything, and there's only 10 minutes left, it's going to be really quick, whatever they do. And when Bobby Lashley got busted open again, juicing all over the place.
I want to point out that I don't know how many times TNA had the chance to do this match and never did.
That's right. Yeah.
How many times did TNA have both of these guys?
They could have done it.
Anyway.
So
Styles wins with a phenomenal forearm. AJ Styles versus Seth Rollins is set for Night of Champions.
Well, it's set, but we still got 2 weeks to go. 2 weeks from this. Well, now when this is posted, it should be Sunday. 2 weeks from Saturday, from where we're sitting right now. So they're going to have to come up with some more angles to kind of keep the interest in it.
I don't know how they're going to do that.
Sorry about that.
They're on 2 separate shows. I don't know how they're going to do it.
Yeah.
Can you say brand split broken?
Yeah.
Although, I guess if he's competing for a Raw title, he can go to Raw. Like,
sure.
Probably. But overall, what did you think the best show of the week was, Russ?
I guess I would have to go with Dynamite.
Especially that's becoming a running theme.
That main event is what really sold it for me. Don Callis, he stole the show.
So good. I enjoyed SmackDown a lot, but I agree it was Dynamite that sold it, and that was that. But Russ, do you want to know what the best wrestling recap show every week is?
What's that?
Ours.
Of course.
We're the best.
Absolutely.
And don't y'all ever forget it.
Loved and adored by dozens.
Oh boy.
Well, we can't really say millions.
Well, we could. It'd just be wrong.
Yeah, it'd be a lie, and we know there's absolutely no lying that goes on in pro wrestling.
Russ.
Right?
Russ. Naivete.
Right. Oh, I'm assuming when we get to see this at Night of the Champions, AJ Styles and Seth Rollins, it'll be a good match and Seth is going to win.
I would assume so.
It's still, to me, I don't know what they're going to do with this title, but it feels like a consolation prize. I know that's probably, I'm prejudging how they're going to handle it, but it's kind of like, well, over here we got the really important title here on SmackDown. And Monday Night Raw, you could do your little thing over here, but you're no tribal chief.
Tribal queef.
Oh, that's right. Tribal queef.
Oh, that sign was legendary. I'm sorry. But, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, God, I hope no children watch this show. That would be bad.
Well, it's up to their parents. If the parents let them watch anything they want on the internet, then it's on them.
If there are any kids watching this, please do not Google the word queef. Please.
No, go ask your mom what it means.
Don't do that either. Don't. Hashtag bad parenting advice from Russ.
Okay.
That'd be a good idea for a comedy segment. Just like awful parenting advice.
Sure.
Like something is just absolutely wrong. Like, it's wrong. But like we very much so make it clear.
Sure.
It's satire.
Yeah, that's right. Well, There's all kinds of things you could do with the bad parenting angle, you know.
Well, you know, according to Christian Cage, everybody in AEW has daddy issues.
It sounds like it. Yeah. Yeah.
In case you haven't noticed, this company is just genius. Master strokes, really. But Russ, I think that's going to do it for this show.
Right. Hopefully we can get some sleep tonight. I occasionally once in a while have a little insomnia, and last night was one of those nights when I just couldn't sleep for the damn.
I have insomnia a lot, like every day of my waking life. And yeah,
I used to have it a lot more often, but not so much as I started taking thyroid pills. You know, my thyroid imbalance, and I sleep a lot more than I used to.
I'll knock you on your ass. Anyway, hey, we didn't even mention cocaine once on this show. I'm proud of us.
That's right. Yep.
Or hookers.
Well, we have now, haven't we?
Or storing drugs in anybody's rectum. Anyway.
That was Damon's thing.
Okay.
Damon was the one that wanted to insert things into your rectum.
Okay, if anybody does not understand what we're talking about, go watch the end of last week's show.
Yeah.
A lot of things happened, most of which I think me and Russ would rather not talk about. But you know what? We probably will for the next 3 weeks and act like it's the funniest thing ever, but we're really the only ones that think it's funny. Because that's most of our jokes.
I just want to clarify.
Yeah.
This is what they want. Okay. I was giving you guys suggestions on how to get shit into WrestleMania. That is all.
That's a good idea, man. And I appreciate the advice, you know.
I'm trying to end a show.
Well, end it already.
Well, that's all right. You know, we respect you.
Oh boy, for our producer fuck. For our producer Damon Marvin, who you heard clarify his rectal speech there.
Yeah.
And Russ and everybody here at Lock 22, everybody have a good week. Happy Mother's Day. Damon, play my music. Get us the fuck out.
So long.